Hi guys, welcome to Multiverse. Today we're going to play with our actual Multiverse character, and we're going to try to play 8-player missions in order to be able to get some catalysts. It's pretty much the worst way to go about it. Usually, the catalysts are a weekly reward, so they're on a weekly loot locked. And the best way to do those type of missions usually is right the day of the loot log, the day that the loot has reset. So basically on Thursday, that's when all the loots of the weekly missions reset. Hello, David. And that's usually when you want to go and do those type of missions. But today we're going to make an exception. Basically, I didn't take the time to play those. I should probably have done it during the weekend, or even better, early later last week. But we'll do it today, and hope if we're lucky, there'll be a whole bunch of people who somehow didn't get to do the 8-player missions, who will still need them. So we'll see how it works out. So I'm going to just finish. Oh, there we go. So we're going to wait a minute or two for hello, LA Ballers. As you can see, I tried to recreate the Centurion Nova Prime, and not quite there yet. The helmet is still doesn't quite work. All yellow, it doesn't work. Oh yeah, let's talk to old kitty cat here. Let's see what we get today. Rubber chicken, should have known that. Hello, Wally West. Thank you, David. So let's play with our friend Mixu Spitalik while we wait for people. And then we'll start queuing for 8-player missions. I'll probably go to the amusement mile so that we have something to do in between waiting between missions. Thank you, David. I have to admit, it is my favorite game too. Which is probably why I didn't find the time to play Destiny in a bit. I should probably do a Destiny live stream later today. We'll see. So let's see what we got from our friend Mixu Spitalik. Nothing worth mentioning. So let's go clear out the junk we just got. And then we can get started. So let's see. So ideally, what I want to do is that I want to be able to play the 8-player missions that we can get the catalysts from. I've already done the duos. Oh, where is it? I've already done the duos for the catalyst. And I'm pretty sure I did the 4-player missions, other than maybe Area 51. I'll try to do that after. But let's start by... I'm not sure which mission, actually. I think I played the sub... No, I didn't play the subconstruct, it seems. So let's try the Gates of Tartarus. And what else? Blast from the Past. And Blackest Day. Been a while since I played some of those missions, so hopefully I won't be too rusty. I'm tempted to cure for the Gotham City Zoo as well. I will do that a bit later if we can. So let's see if we can enter one of those missions. We'll play as a controller. Probably should have fixed my controller armory. Next time. I would have to say probably Quantum. Quantum is probably one of my favorite for many reasons. It kind of plays sort of like mental, I guess, would have been one of my favorite once upon a time. But the quantum, hello Calum, quantum kind of plays like mental does. Sort of like pretty much my playstyle as quantum was pretty much the same as with mental, but some of the effects were I think are better with quantum, and also the teleport. I love the teleport, and the animation effects, the animation of the effects. I really like it a lot with quantum. So I would have to say quantum. The only thing I don't like about quantum is that some of the abilities are a bit messed up, sadly.
Now Brainiac's controlling Brother Eye and infected Batman with the OMAC virus. We're running out of time. We have to get to Batman and shut down Brainiac's assault. We're counting on you. Good luck.
Like there's some abilities like the this one and I forget the other one that often misses their target. So that's something I don't like so much. A gravity well is the ability I was looking for. We already have two controllers, so I guess I could switch to DPS. Oh, our other friend here is down. Bit ironic, usually those who rush ahead are high level players.
Warning. Trespassers in swarm beta. Protect the parents.
Your prestige. You have to spend those in your league hall, if I remember correctly. I could show you after this mission. Hello, Peter Parker. But yeah, Elite, stick around. After this mission, I'll show you where to spend the prestige. The short answer is that you have to spend it in your league hall. But I can show you where if you want to. Oh, that's okay.
Proximity alert. Deploying security.
I don't think you lose your league if you lose your membership. Because if you lose your membership, you just end up being a free-to-play player, not a premium player. And as a premium player, you still have access to your legal. Oh, our friends here. Oh yeah, the Earth 3 should be good. It'll give us some new stuff to play, which is always nice.
Your own risk. I will destroy you.
I have a few more Crime Syndicate videos that I should make. I'll try to not wait too long before I make them. Well, from what I understand, the healing ability of the atomic tank makes it very powerful. And there's a lot of people who sadly are complaining about that, which is often the case. So you can expect some kind of nerf at some point. There's too many people complaining about it that I would be really surprised if it doesn't get a nerf at some point, just to make it more balanced for PvP. Now we're gonna have to wait and see for that.
I doubt we've seen the last of Brother Eyes.
Yeah, I could give it a try. Tank is not my main ability, but I understand it well enough to do a basic video.
From Brother Eye's control. I eagerly await our meeting. Should you get past my swords. Return your exobytes to me.
Oh no, I'm trapped. No, controlling in PvP is garbage. You don't want to do that. I mean, yeah, if your group really needs a controller, then yeah, play as a controller. But eons ago, when I was playing DC Universe Online, I was playing PvP a lot at some point, and I was playing PvP always as a controller. Even when I was playing 1 versus 1, I still was playing as a controller. There were a few reasons for that. Basically, the controller had some really strong shield, so it gave me a lot of survivability. So often I could survive even against DPSs who would do like 10 times my damage, because I could survive through a lot of their damage, and I was doing enough damage to be able to take them down slowly but surely. Or even better, in certain maps, it didn't matter if you could actually defeat the DPS or not. You just needed sometimes to control the nodes. So with my shield and my crowd control, I could very easily control a node by myself.
Electromagnetic force field power level 100%. Force field power level 83%. Synapse network.
But thanks, Nathan. It's always appreciated. I have to admit, I haven't tried munition in PvP, so I couldn't really tell you.
Warning. Synapse network status.
In PvP, something that makes a big difference is the reaction time. Like you need abilities that you can you need to be quick in using certain abilities. My quantum PvP loadout, I'm not sure because I'm still experimenting with my loadout a lot. Because one of the issues is that there's a few powers that sadly often miss their target for some reason. For example, Singularity often misses its target. Quantum, what's it called? Gravity Well often misses its target. So those are abilities that I was using not just in PvE but in PvP as well. But sadly, seeing how they often miss their target, for a while I've been experimenting with my loadout a bit to try to find a different loadout that wouldn't miss all the time. There's a little sneaky son of a gun who went right through. So I'd be hesitant to suggest a loadout right now because I'm still experimenting to try to find a better loadout than what I was using. But I promise, as soon as I find one, I'll let you know. But roughly, the loadout that I usually use in PvE kind of works well enough for PvP as well. One of the strong points of Quantum in PvP was the crowd control. You could crowd control the heck out of a lot of players. But they pretty much nerfed the crowd control quite a lot. And also the shields. The shields were making it so that you had a lot of survivability in PvP. Sadly, they did nerf the shield a bit also. So it's a bit tricky to answer that question because sometimes something that seems to work gets nerfed 2 weeks later. Oh, thank you, David. I do what I can. But again, Peter Parker, as soon as I figure it out, I'll let you guys know. I'm this close of making a few videos about the quantum powers. I'm just trying to find a slightly better loadout than what I'm using right now, and then I'll make a video. Let's wait and see if we have everyone.
Will consume this nexus of knowledge.
I would say Quantum, although Mental is almost as good. The reason why I say Quantum is that the crowd control of Quantum seems to be slightly better than the others for some reason. It's so good that even in DPS role you can often crowd control enemies. So that's the main reason why I would say that Quantum is better. But in theory they're pretty much all similar. Because at the end of the day, pretty much all the controller power, you're going to use the power dump. You're going to have at least a defense debuff, or an offense debuff, or a healing debuff. So you're going to more or less use the same tools. It's just that it's going to be different powers that will react a little differently. Not Earth 3 just yet. I don't play on the test server, and right now Earth 3 is only on the test server. This is a pretty old mission
You have won, for I will
that we can get the
share
catalysts from, so that's why I'm playing it.
the source. I have conquered worlds.
Oh, thank you, David.
And you dare defy me.
Actually, I probably could make a controlling video on Quantum soon enough.
Systems failed. Initiating eradication protocol. Damage sustained.
I'm not sure why our friend 186 is, or X50X is burning through his power so much.
No, Brainiac. You've lost. You thought technology was your strength, but you were wrong. It's your greatest weakness.
Do you think I have lost merely because you have evaded my control for the moment?
As for controller and PvP,
I will destroy you and unlock the multiverse.
they nerfed the crowd control a lot. Like the crowd controlling of the controller is not what it used to be. And also the one thing that controller had that was really strong was their shield in PvP. And sadly, even that was nerfed. It wasn't nerfed that much, but still, it was nerfed enough so that it's not as powerful as it was. And it was pretty much the one advantage that controller had over pretty much everyone else. So nerfing the shields for the poor controller pretty much hurt them quite a bit.
All good on this end, calculator. Go!
Yeah, we lost a lot of people. I can't really blame them. Game Update 73 had a lot of not so good stuff in it.
We're still not friends. Not even.
For every good thing Game Update 73 had, I'd say it had at least one bad thing.
That should shut Brainiac
And in the end, a lot of people, I guess, focused more on what was bad than what was good.
I'll keep it here for tests.
Like some abilities did get a much needed boost, like the iconic abilities, which allow us to pretty much recreate any character we want,
But without you,
almost if we
some
want
of the
to.
most valuable information on Earth.
And we can use abilities like Batarang, which aren't uber powerful, but they're at least more useful than they used to be.
You did good. You saved the Batcave. I wouldn't expect an invite to any parties, but Batman
Let's
knows
go
what you did here.
for
So does the League. Congratulations.
let's go for the plan.
Opening a teleport channel back to Watchtower.
I didn't really need the plan, but I guess I'm a bit of a completist sometimes. So let's switch back to... let's switch to this one. No. Oh, we're still in combat. Oh, I'm so sad. So let's get out of here then. What about Oracle and Calculator? I guess I missed a part of the discussion. But yeah, a lot of people sadly seems to have jumped ship. I guess they were hoping that Game Update 73 would bring back a lot of people. It brought back a few people, but if I had to make a guesstimation, I'd say that more people actually left than came back.
Want to see
And,
a neat trick? I can talk without moving my lips.
I'm not sure how many people actually came back, but anyway. So for the DPS loadout, basically, what I'm using is okay. I would kind of use this for PvP if I had to. Except maybe the supercharge. I would probably replace the supercharge with something else. The reason why I wouldn't go in PvP with a supercharge is that usually, especially if you go in a match where the matches go quickly, often you'll go through a whole match and never be able to use your supercharge even once. Although I haven't really tested out the supercharge generator, how effective they actually are. I've been using them in PvE and I haven't seen that big of a difference. But I'd be curious to see maybe in PvP they do make a difference. I would have to give it a try. And the main issue I have with Gravity Well and Singularity is that very often they end up missing the target. So I'm not too crazy about that. And in the past, I usually would have a loadout centered around Gravity Charged. So Graviton Charge. So I would have one or two ability that made enemies vulnerable to gravitational fluctuation. And then I would have a whole bunch of other abilities exploiting that, essentially making doing extra damage thanks to that. But usually, again, the main aspect of the quantum loadout that actually did a really good job was the fact that even in DPS stance, a lot of my crowd control ability actually could crowd control other players, so that made a huge difference in certain matches. So let's try and queue once more for a whole bunch of missions. Could have sworn there was a... So let's go for gates. Let's go for artifacts. And let's go for Blackest Day. And let's go for Area 51. Why not? That emblem is the Shade the Changing Man emblem, and it's the enhanced version. I'll show it to you. It's from, I think it's from the Arcane Time Capsule, if I recall correctly. No, wrong place. Emblem. So this is the enhanced version of the Shade emblem. But there's also the regular version if you don't want to craft the enhanced version for some reason. Doesn't look as neat, but it's not as expensive to craft. So let's go to the amusement mile while we wait. And again, that emblem comes from either the Arcane Time Capsules or from the broker, depending on what you prefer. It's pretty inexpensive on the broker, so I would buy it there, as opposed to purchasing a whole bunch of time capsules and hope to get the emblem. Although the emblem is a pretty common one, so it's pretty easy to get. I got a lot of that emblem when I opened time capsules.
Still, he may have gotten himself into a bind. Find out what you can from the riffraff.
This gang war situation is getting out of hand. Our guys are...
So let's talk to our friend Two-Face.
The Joker's thugs have some interesting toys. You know he used to be the DA, right?
Don't make no difference.
in charge of running the show while the Riddler is away.
I may as well start. I have a lot of characters. I have about 50 characters. So going through their builds would be a bit hard to do. Oh, hello, Mods Money from Belgium. One of my grandmas was from Belgium.
Ranks and Quad are both under attack, and even I cannot be in two places at once. Therefore, you will find Lissa Drac and assist her in defending Ranks. I will head to Quad immediately.
Been a long time since I've been here, so oh, I forgot to switch. There we go. Hello, Spider Boy. It's a little early to use the supercharge, but sometimes you have to. Electricity seems to be pretty powerful right now. A lot of people seem to think that yeah, it is OP. I'm not sure if I would say it's OP, but it's more. It seems to be powerful, yes. Although sometimes I'm not sure if it's electricity that's powerful or if it is more like the other powers that have been nerfed so much that electricity seems powerful by comparison.
But his corruption has bled onto Ranks. You must find Lissa. A corrupted sentient city.
No idea if I have any of those. Well, let's go for this one. No. Oh yeah.
Advanced security protocols. Assembling security console. Construct.
Could be the Riddler from Planet X, the same place where Batman of Zur-En-Arrh comes from and had Superman's powers.
What's the holdup? Have you not found her yet? Try the weapons platforms. She's likely smart enough to defend our resources from the invaders.
It is. For a long time, it was one of the weakest powers.
Activating advanced security protocols. Assembling security console.
Well, I do have a video where I show my entire character roster. It lasts about, I don't know, 45 minutes. But I didn't, if I do a video where I stop and talk about each character, it's going to be a long one. I don't mind doing a long video. So if you don't mind watching a long video, sure, I'll make such a video.
Security construct has been lost.
I've already made a Batman with the power of the Yellow Lanterns, and I have a Joker that has mental powers. Well, I'll see what I can do.
I'm sure the Black Lanterns are trying to use ranks to spread the corruption to Mogo and Metropolis. It must be stopped. I'm not sure even Indigo 1 could cleanse all of that.
I hope we didn't glitch the mission.
Structural reorganization in progress.
Ah, come on. Hello, Diamond Blade. Sorry if I missed out some of the conversation. I was a little busy right now. I don't think there's an Earth where Batman killed everyone. But he did go mad at least a few times. Right now we have a mini-series called Metal, where basically Batman pretty much went bonkers into all of them and pretty much became an evil villain somehow. And there's various versions of that Batman character. There's a version where he's actually like a Batman mixed with the Flash. There's a version where there's Batman mixed with the Joker. There's Batman mixed with Doomsday, with Green Lantern, and others I fail to recall. Well, I do have a... Yeah, Green Lantern Atrocitus. I'm not sure I would see that. When I first encountered Atrocitus, it was an evil villain through and through. There was no anti-hero about him, nothing like that. He was truly an evil villain. They pretty much changed that with time. But to me, that's still what Atrocitus is, an evil villain. But who knows what they'll do with the character at some point. And Johnny Quick, there's a few pieces that look nice that could actually work with a few characters. We lost 2 guys.
You failed to stop him. Black Hand is now here on Quard. Get here quickly.
Let's go for the mark of victory. I don't remember what the shoulders looks like. I mostly remember the chest that has those pointy shoulders. Hello, Christian. Oh, Christian. I don't think it's supposed to be his head. Originally, Johnny Quick had his powers from his helmet. That's what was giving him his... hello, Dr. Game Legends. His helmet was what was giving him his super speed. So I think the new 52 version went in that direction. So, and the version we have right now, the Johnny Quick costume we have is literally the new 52 version. So I think they went back to using the helmet thingy. No, it's the same powers. I changed the loadout, but I'm still using Quantum. Unless you saw me use another character that was using different powers, that's quite possible. You can get something that is somewhat close to the Crisis on 2 Earth. I'd be curious to see that.
Black Lanterns have nearly overrun Quard. We cannot afford to lose both ranks and Quard.
I'm the top one, the Multiverse. I could have sort of heard something.
Poor Sinestro. Afraid of death, are you?
Save your meaningless brooding for someone who cares.
Looks like we have guests.
The speed drug for Johnny Quick was in Earth 2. But originally it was a helmet that was giving him his powers. Then when Grant Morrison tried to reinvent the character, he was using Velocity 9, if I'm not mistaken, as a drug to get his speed. But I think with the new 52 they went back with the helmet. Although I'm not sure about that. I suspect they went back with the helmet because of the shape of the Johnny Quick's head. But it could be that they're still using the drug thing. But I don't think so. Basically, a lot of what was done with the new 52 and afterwards was to try to bring back pretty much the DC Universe to where it was before Crisis on Infinite Earth. So I wouldn't be surprised if Johnny Quick really went back to using a helmet as opposed to a drug to get his powers. Sadly, sometimes that's what happens when you try to raise one of your fallen comrades. Sometimes you're the one who gets caught in the crossfire.
Will you ever shut up?
Yes.
Your vigor disgusts me.
Please continue to sacrifice yourselves to me.
I will give you something to cry about.
It's all meaningless. Fear not. I always rise again. Necron will possess you all.
While Now Black Hand is off writing in his diary. I will contact the Indigo tribe to cleanse Lyssadrak, Hank Henshaw,
I'm not sure if I have the
and
pants or not.
Therefore, your
Well, let's
assistance
check.
is no longer required. Be gone.
Guess not. So we're starting to have at least a few catalysts in the bank. I should probably check if there's... I guess not. Been a while since I've been here, so... Oh, the name of the on-duty mission. That was the Blackest Night, or was it Blackest Day? Let's get out. So this was the Blackest... This was the Blackest Day mission. It's an 8-player mission, but the main reason to do it was to get the concentrated Stellarium. Although it did give me the Black Lantern pants as well, which was an unexpected bonus. So let's see. I think there's this one left. Oh, let's go for the Gotham City Zoo as well. Ah, a nice man bat. It was a fun trinket, although people don't seem to use it as much as they used to. Wrong way. So basically I've been toying with my loadout quite a bit for some time. There's a few reasons behind that. One of the main reasons is because of this little ability, Anomaly, which basically is the supercharge generator. So I've been trying to incorporate it in my loadout, and so it can sort of serve as both a supercharge generator and also a crowd control ability. So basically Anomaly replaced Gravity Well for a bit, because as I mentioned, first Gravity Well way too often would actually miss the target, and sometimes the target was very close to me. Like sometimes the target could be this close. I would cast Gravity Well, and it ended up casting Gravity Well just underneath my character instead. So I was, let's say, a little annoyed by that. So when I decided to try to use Anomaly to be able to use the supercharged generator, Gravity Well is pretty much the first thing that that was removed. And also there's one of the reasons why I had Gravity Well was to work in combo with Singularity. Like I would cast Gravity Well, and then I would cast next time. So I would cast Gravity Well and then Singularity, and I loved how the two worked well together. So let's switch to controller and let's get started. I hate those interceptors.
Destabilized.
Prime servitor detecting foreign entity in the fuel depot. Eliminate.
Cadmus reinforcements deployed to fuel depot.
Foreign entity located. Target locked. Entity set for termination.
It's hard to tell. It depends on which server you're playing. I know it also depends on a bunch of other factors. Like usually on Monday morning, prices for item are much lower because there's barely anyone else, or actually they're much higher because there's barely anyone else, depending on how you want to see that. A lot of more people will buy items on a Saturday than they will on a Monday morning, so that will have a huge impact on prices. So of course, if you put the item for sale at 3 p.m. or if you put it for sale at 3 a.m., that will influence the price also. So the time of day, the day that you use, the hour of the day, that all of that influences those things. So it's hard to give an actual price because it changes quite a bit.
To salvage Cadmus's forces and retake their ammunition supply point. If resistance is too heavy, strip the Brainiac forces' neural cores after you defeat them.
So trying to give you an actual price, it's a bit tricky because there's too many things. So I could tell you that, yeah, you're gonna get 10 millions out of the Batman Beyond Head, for example. That could be true Saturday when a lot of people are buying, and not so true Sunday morning when no one is buying.
Ow, my head! I'm seeing stars.
So you saw an example of Singularity missing, although for that once it missed because the enemy moved, so that I can understand. But sometimes the enemy isn't moving, and somehow you just cannot target the correct enemy. It ends up targeting empty space or targeting the wrong enemy. It's a nice little update that brought a bit of life to some missions that had been neglected. Basically, a lot of people had trying to do older missions, to play older missions, was very difficult because no one was playing those missions anymore. So it gave a reason for at least some players to play those missions. The drawback for that is that too often when you end up with a 200 CR player in a low-level mission, that player doesn't give a crap about everyone else's. So that player will often rush ahead and try to leave everyone behind. It wasn't so bad when we did Subconstruct a bit earlier tonight, but still we had to try to keep up a bit because obviously some players weren't waiting. Although ironically enough, some of those that were rushing ahead today were actually low CR player. So I guess it has nothing to do with CR. It has to do with players. Period. There are players who somehow just cannot seem to wait for everyone. I'm not sure where our friend E-Boss is.
Increase security measures in the immediate vicinity.
Yeah, I did watch The Flash. I have a mixed feeling about yesterday's episode. Ah, nice for you, Ryan Upload. I watched DC's Legends of Tomorrow also. I really enjoyed that episode. I missed Rip Hunter. I never realized how important he was for the show, and I'm sad that they actually got rid of him and only use him once in a long while. Well, I'm glad that we're going to see Damien Dark once more. And as I said, I was really happy to see Rip Hunter. And I thought they would really take him back into the team. Although I guess I was a bit worried that it was just some misdirection, which it sadly was. So I wish they would find some ways to bring back Rip Hunter into the team, but I guess that's not part of their plans.
Defend me while I get this teleporter working.
And I loved Rory's reaction when they mentioned vampires. That really cracked me up. For those who don't know, the actor playing Heatwave in Legends of Tomorrow played Dracula in Blade 3. So his whole reaction towards vampire, towards how he was waiting his whole life to kill one and all that good stuff, that was priceless. I remember when I first saw Heatwave, I didn't think it was too good an idea, and I didn't like him all too much.
Searching for source of disturbance.
But the character over the years pretty much won me over, and the more I see him, the more he's pretty much my favorite character in the show.
Cadmus's defense systems in the command base. Here, we may have an edge. The base is radiating a subsonic interference wave that affects the Brainiac's sparks in the air.
Oh well, let's go for the mark of victory.
And you can reset them to your advantage.
But yeah, yesterday I had a blast with Legends of Tomorrow. There's a few. The biggest issue I had with Flash last night is that more and more it seems that the CW TV shows are turning into SJW TV shows. They've always had a bit of SJW in them. They've always trying to be to push feminism and all that good stuff, to show strong female characters. But now it's worse than that. When they go into their whole shtick about the female gaze and the mansplaining and all that, it not too crazy about that. And yesterday it was full blown. The Flash episode was full blown SJW nonsense. And again, we saw that as that was part of the various CW TV shows for quite a while, and it was in small dose, so I guess it was okay. But it's been creeping in more and more, and this year it's been a bit painful to watch.
No directive received.
Most episode it's not so bad, but then you reach that one episode where it's full blown SJW, and it's getting to be a bit irritating. And another thing that kind of bothers me with the Flash is how they've turned the TV show into a full blown comedy. I thought at first I thought they wanted to have fun once in a while with an episode or two. But then it became one episode, 2 episode, 3 episode, and pretty much every episode except maybe the first one, and even then.
Defense sequence activated.
Signal lost.
So I have a mixed feeling with the Flash, or with all those shows right now about that, because of that.
No directive received. No directive received. Prime Servitor initiating directive. Transport kryptonite.
I know that comics have been, let's say, infested with SJW for quite some time, sadly. But it seems like TV show has been have been as well.
Signal lost.
And this year especially, some of the episodes did lay it pretty thick.
Control center defense sequence complete. Defensive measures are now online.
Directive. Protect kryptonite. Eliminate intruders.
And via upload, once you manage to hit combat rating 105, you're going to be able to play the Petrol Catastrophe mission. And in that mission, you're going to be able to select any piece of gear you want for your character. So you're going to be able to build yourself a full set of, I think it's combat rating 118 or 115, I forget.
Once the accumulators are
No.
down and the kryptonite is safe, Oracle will hack the ship's teleporter so you can deactivate the prime server.
Just checking if the rest of the team followed. Well, I guess they don't. Not sure what they're doing. Oh well. Oh, they really changed the amount of accumulator we had to defeat. It used to be like 25 or something. So it's strange to see that it's only 8 now. I guess that change was made for game update 73. But generally speaking, I love Legends of Tomorrow. That TV show cracks me up. And some of the characters, as I said, like Heatwave, holy crap, these are pretty awesome.
Firing destruction ray.
And our friend E-Bus somehow didn't want to wait. Not sure where Sharpshooter is gone to. Hello again, Spider Boy. If you're wondering why I'm holding back with the boss, it's to make sure that we don't glitch it. If I go full blown against the boss, there is a chance that I could glitch the boss. Eons ago we could hide underneath here, so sadly that's not an option anymore. Not sure why. Let's go for the mark of victory.
Has failed to gain the green kryptonite.
I didn't realize there was other people that had been in the mission first. Let's give a little bow to our friends.
I will certainly contact you again. Martian Manhunter.
And even a little thumbs up. Why not? Let's be generous today. So let's see what we got. Ah, a large table. Come on. Well, let's see what's in the box. Ooh, the Vengeful Surgeon. Both could be good. Let's go for the Surgeon, seeing how it's a villain style. I'll never be able to farm it with this character. Oh yeah. Let's go check that new title. I'm sure you guys have noticed by now I don't use titles. Ah, come on. And the excellent. Riddle me this. What's green and purple? Not even one body, 21 eyes in total, but cannot see. One am I? A die? Or a dice? Let's switch back.
What's your problem?
I always struggle with that. Die is singular and dice is plural. Is that how it works?
How should I know? Ain't seen him in ages. I need backup here.
He did not even save the cop.
You saved my eye. These guys are crazy. Help me. Thanks, pal. Somebody get me out of here. I need some help over here! You came just... I don't know nothing. I swears it.
So before we continue this, let's try and cure for...
Just in time. That was too close. Thanks.
So if I remember correctly, the Gates of Tartarus is what we had left to do. And artifacts from the past.
about nothing. Please stop it. Bats?
That should be the last one we need. So I think we're done here. Let's go to make sure. We missed
Not
one.
surprising that none of those thugs has seen Batman.
Our guys are safe again thanks to your heroics. Know that we'll always have your back out there.
We actually missed two. But it's okay. Always check to make sure. Usually there's henchmen here. But not today. We'll try to find one on the other side of the river. Well, actually, it's more like a canal. Boing. And tomorrow we'll have a new episode of Arrow. Basically, our friend Arrow is going to go help his friend Wade Wilson. Actually, Slade Wilson. What a slip of the tongue. Wade Wilson, in case you don't know, is Deadpool. Okay, let's try and find ourselves a little goon. Sometimes there's one here, but not today it seems. And of course, a player has declined. Oh, it's our friend Poison Ivy.
It's no picnic working for those thugs, but it's a means to an end. We'll shut them all down.
Not yet. Come on, can't be that hard to press yes. Oh well. I'll be right back, and if... Oh, there's the zoo again. So I guess I'm gonna need to try a bit more to try to create the Centurion Nova Prime. Might make a video about that soon. But I would need better gloves, better boots, maybe even using another chest. But mostly the helmet. This one works a little bit to recreate the bucket head helmet, but sadly it needs a bit of red, and the only red I can have right now that sort of kind of works is this, which is nowhere near like what Nova actually uses. I probably should use the Stalwart Defender chest to get a bigger emblem, but I cannot really get this pattern. I would have to try to recreate the more somewhat recent version of Nova. I guess we need more bucket head style in this Universal line. Come on. There we go. It wasn't that difficult.
This is Amanda Waller. Task Force X is taking control of this situation. I'm sending in the Suicide Squad to assist you. I assure you that those mercenaries will comply.
No.
I do believe that the zoo operation hours are over.
Yeah, that's a nice paragraph.
You actually think I wouldn't anticipate your arrival? I'm always 2 moves ahead of my opponent. Now I believe the turn is yours.
That was quick. I thought it was too quick.
Those were but a portion of my new army. Mere pawns compared to the knights I have in store for you.
Let's go for the chest box. Sorry, I'm a bit focused. I have to split my focus between a few things, so I have less of a tendency to talk when that happens.
An army of these things. We need to put a stop to it before more people become infected.
This facility uses Wayne Tech security codes, which I can figure out in no time.
Gotham's key players are now mine to control. Check to you.
Ah, the pretty Talia ghoul.
Batman? I've got him! You guys focus on the other two.
That was a little quick to use the supercharge, but I got scared for a second.
guys rescued Batman.
Hey, I helped.
We can't leave them unattended in this state. You go on ahead and stop this madness. As soon as we're able, we'll come back you up. Batwoman to Oracle. What's the closest thing you have to a horse tranquilizer?
I commend you for reaching the end game. It's too late for Gotham and for you. Within minutes, the serum will be irreversible. Give up now, and I might spare your lives.
Hey, Aito.
Of course, also
Oh no, I'm a bat. And sadly, of course, as a bat, I used my supercharge. Again. Third time's the charm. I might as well use my supercharge before my super bat uses it. Although I don't think I did use the supercharge before. I had just used it, so I got lucky, I guess. That went fairly smoothly.
This is only a setback. The League's purpose cannot be stopped.
Your queen has fallen, Talia, and you have no moves left. Checkmate.
Let's give a little thumbs up to... Well, let's give it a little bow. And then a thumbs up.
You did pretty well there in the end. If Batman asks, I'll let him know you did not fail him.
Aw, she will let Batman know. She's so sweet. Oh, I can't. I'm so sad. So let's go back to our little base. Sadly, we were not able to play Gates of Tartarus. Not that big an issue. I might try a little later tonight. If not, doesn't really matter. I only need one catalyst from Gates of Tartarus, if I recall correctly. And I should be able to get it tomorrow after the reset. So it shouldn't be that big an issue. So let's see if we can upgrade our artifact a bit. We're up to rank 57. Not too bad. What else do we have? So we got a few catalysts tonight, which is good. Let's see what's in the box. Let's go for the band. Let's consume those. Oh. The Electrum we had for Area 51. So the Electrum basically will be good if we decide to buy a second artifact with this character, which we probably will. We'll probably get the Might artifact or something. And for the ring, I think I already have a few, but oh yeah, let's replace this one. If you're wondering why I'm not using these two rings as opposed to the Omnipotence rings I have, the Omnipotence rings gives you 185 defense each, where those two rings don't give any defense. And as far as the extra vitalization I would have, let's see if I can burn enough power. But right now I'm giving about 420 something with my power over time. And now let's see how much I give with those two rings. That was a critical, doesn't count. 412, 423, 432. So there isn't that much difference. So I think I'll stick to using the Omnipotence Ring for now. And I think that's going to be it for tonight. I might try to play Gates of Tartarus a bit later tonight. If I do, I might make a video about it. Now, we'll see. Come on. And I really should make at least a Destiny video or two. It's been a while since I made one of those. We'll see. Too many videos to make, not enough time. It happens. So, some of my next videos will probably be something about... I still have a whole bunch of auras to cover, so I'll try to do at least a few of those. I'll try to make some style videos. And also, I'll try to start making videos about various roles and various powers. The obvious first one I will make is the Quantum Controller. I'll try to make a video about the Quantum Controller, the loadout you possibly could use. And that's pretty much it for now, I suppose. So, as always, guys, thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.